Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, today in the arena. Look, don't get mad at me. I have a quest. And it says to do, like, I get 750 gold if I cast 30 blue and red spells, okay? It's the way it is. And besides, while there's been many things to do with blue and red, like cast Hullbreaker Horrors, copy Time Walks, and use Leer to cast all kinds of windfalls, you know, unexpected windfalls with Goldspan Dragons. Like, there's been a lot of that to do in this format, but have we really done just good old classic Izzet Dragons? The deck that basically showed up when Kaldheim came out, and everybody was like, oh, hey, we can play this Goldspan Dragon card, and we can cast Negate to protect it, or a Foretold Saw it coming, and then it doesn't die, and the opponent gets absolutely freaking rolled. Now, that deck did change. It took a big hit when Alrund's Epiphany disappeared. It lost kind of the untap with Goldspan Dragon and you win the game potential of the deck. We're trying to recapture a little of the magic with Magma Opus as sort of our... Now we have a ton of mana, so we somewhat time walk you by tapping your permanents, killing your stuff, making a 4/4 and drawing 2 cards to be our win the game potential. And we're going back to, I guess, the dragoniest dragon part of it, which is Smoldering Egg. A card I haven't played hardly at all, but a card that was a big part of the World Championships before the release of Crimson Vow. So Dragon Egg and Ashmouth Dragon are, in my opinion, one of the funner things about Izzet compared to Goldspan Dragon, which is a little bit toxic. I'm kind of excited that Smoldering Egg is going to stay in the format. Plenty of people have been clowned by Smoldering Egg and find it really annoying, but I think that a card like this that you have to put work into flipping, and then if the opponent never deals with it and then it flips and kills them, it's like, it's kind of on them, you know? White decks can run Valorous Stance, Brutal Cathar, all manner of things, bouncing it resets it. Like, I think there's nothing broken or salt-worthy about Smoldering Egg, and we just had Easter, so I'm in a little bit of an egg mood. Do you have a lot of egg-themed stuff for Easter? I have Jello eggs. My wife makes these eggs out of Jello. I like the blue ones. I eat Jello for like 2 or 3 days in a row after all the eggs are made. That's about as egg-related as it gets, but I love my Jello eggs. Anyway, that's the main thing. Was feeling in an Easter mood. Smoldering Egg had the quest, blue and red spells, wanted to play this. Any new cards? I think that you can let go of some things like Thundering Rebuke to play Voltage Surge. Well, it won't always deal 4 damage as long as you have a number of ways to make treasures. And in this deck we have Galazeth, we have Prismari Command, and we have Magma Opus, and we have Goldspan Dragon. Then often you can deal the 4 damage you need to deal. Also, Dragonfire in a deck with this many dragons is going to deal 4 damage a good amount of time, which is kind of important. And when I say this many, I'm still not Dragon Tribal. Some of you think that I can't put dragon in the title of the video if I don't have like 20 freaking dragons. Look, I make the titles. It's a dragon deck. It has 10 dragons, 4 Goldspan, 4 Smoldering Egg, a Galazeth, and an Atsushi Blazing Sky, just to prove that Neon Dynasty did in fact show up for the event. I think this card is really good as long as they can't exile it. If they don't exile it, this card is everything we need it to be. If they do exile it, we cry in the corner. We just whimper. We wait for the days when Wizards didn't push white and its exile mechanics through the freaking moon. We've got 1 Burn in the House and 1 Cinderclasm. I don't know if that's enough sweepers to take care of mono white, but given all the removal we have, I hope we can keep them on the back foot at least. Then we have Memory Deluge to play a more control-y type game. I really do want to channel Saito, who won the world championship using a very like Izzet classic control dragons list when everybody else was trying to use Hullbreaker Horror. So that's what I would like to do in this particular. Actually, Hullbreaker Horror wasn't out. Yeah, everybody else was playing Galvanic Iteration, Alrund's Epiphany, and Saito played Goldspan Dragon where everybody else had cut it, and he won the tournament. I mean, I'm not ready to say I love Goldspan Dragon, but the format is what the format is, and we've got to explore it. So how about time for a classic Prismari / Izzet version of Dragons? Let's dive in. Let the nonsense begin. Cobalt Caliber. I played this person before. What are they playing? It's been a while. They could be on anything, even a boat. Alright, we're doing egg stuff. Am I playing this Spikefield Hazard, though? With 2 Dragonfires, I believe I am. It doesn't set up for if we draw Expressive Iteration, but we wouldn't do that on turn 2 anyway. Ooh. Okay, how about now? Because we could slam the egg. We could get a tap land out of the way. The opponent didn't play Shambling Gas or Eye Twitch, which means Spikefield Hazard probably isn't good. I think I get the egg down, to be honest. Life total isn't under pressure. Let's have an untapped land and an egg. Then we need to draw another blue for this deluge. And we're on the move. Never mind. Opponent brought a portable hole to this particular fight. Okay, never mind again. Esper, great. Well, Goldspan Dragon should provide some advantage, but we have to draw the right cards. Alright, exile effects. No blue. Covert, no blue. That hurts. Why'd it have to be a mountain? Double Foretell? I feel like they drew a better control hand than me. Alright, I'm playing around Saw It Coming here. Negate's nice. I guess I'll take a Shatter Skull Smashing. There might be a Lulth to destroy. How'd I know?
You could have such power, but you are too weak to
Boink.
take it. I am merely delayed, not defeated. My will cannot be denied.
Can it now? Opponent got a good 2-for-1 out of me. But they were basically lands. Okay, not basic lands. You know what I'm saying. I mean, there's just so many things we have to counter against them. Like, we can't fall too far behind on cards here. That's a good draw. And much needed. Yeah, they thought about countering that. You could feel it. You could feel it. Alright. This is good against Planeswalkers. Goldspan Dragon probably just dies, whereas this probably draws a counter spell or something. Those could be Doomskars that they foretold as well. I think I take this. Plenty of time for dragons later. Ooh, that's good for us. They want that deluge, they can't have it. They're throwing kind of a Hail Mary here. I need that deluge. You can't have it. They missed the land drop. We do it now. Okay, I think their cards are Doomskars, or they wouldn't be worried about that memory deluge. So take the card advantage and say go. This isn't about who can have the fastest dragon. This is about who can get the cards.
Anyone who harms my people must guards to me.
Let's start with an iteration. Lay of the land here. We got a Galazeth Prismari and a Saw It Coming. All right, Saw It Coming to hand. Play you. We want to set them up for the burn down the house. But we could just take out the Emperor now. Yeah, let's do it. Good turn. Good turn. All right, Soul Shatter hitting Galazeth is fine because it didn't hit Goldspan Dragon. Wow, portable hole on the treasure. They tilted. They're just starting to throw their spells at the wall. Well, you love to see it. think now we foretell this. We almost want them to fight a counter war on their turn over the Memory Deluge because we can win it, or because it draws out their counter magic. This looks like our opponent landed on a weird version of Esper control. There's been so much of that in the meta this season. So many weird Esper control decks. Like the Planeswalker builds, at least they have a common, through theme. But a lot of these decks just weird, twisting turns of removal. All right, do we take Atsushi when our opponent is very likely to have an exile effect? It does make our Dragonfire better. I'm definitely taking Negate, but yeah, we'll take the Dragon. Yay for the Storm-Carved Ghost, what a card. Alright, let's see if these Kamigawa dragons can hang. Yeah, they were really excited about that. So we can counter this. I think eventually the way this game is going to go, we have to defend a threat. So let's defend Atsushi. It's either defend this now or defend Goldspan Dragon later. And it sounds nice to defend Goldspan Dragon, but it's just as vulnerable to their removal. And it's not like we use our treasures in any tremendously meaningful way once we have a ton of mana. Opus, was wondering where you're at. The opponent, by the way, they've drawn 6 total lands. They had the Hive earlier. They kind of stopped drawing land, didn't they? All right, Wandering Emperor. Does take us off Magma Opus, but we're still on Memory Deluge. Lulth, okay. Pretty good Opus victim here.
You require my aid. Aren't I the generous one?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's coming together now. It's really coming together now. One, two, three, four. 1, 2. All right. I think we can get a double block here, which is pretty good. Maybe not. Maybe the opponent's worried about that death trigger. A lot of treasure is a lot of mana here. Yeah, they take it. Which means, do we let them untap? I don't think we do. I don't think we let them untap. They don't appear to play counter magic, but these are 2 foretold cards.
Cry like a meek little thing.
How you doing? Yep. Had a feeling. Alright, treasure it is. With these treasures, we should be able to close this game. Flippity flap. Don't think they've got an instant to get out of it. So we put them away. Ta-da. Some of you eagle eyes will notice the shirt change. Was still wearing Covert Go Green at the start of this video. Caught myself. Since pandemic restrictions have started to lift and the world appears to be a little safer, I've been traveling more. And that means I have to do days like today, where I record all day, like 12 hours. And yeah, That is hard, but it does make sure that there are still videos scheduled to go up as I am going out and seeing people I haven't seen in years. So it's been doing the soul good, but it makes for some long days. That's a mulligan. That's a covert no blue situation. This is much better. The opponent goes first, though. I think that means I have to put away an iteration, because it's going to be too slow. Now let's see what our Davriel avatar Lotus, Black Lotus flexing gamer is going to do. Black Lotus Pet plays mono white. Frickin' weirdos. Alright, this is how you play around a Luminar Gas Pirate. Drawing another Saw It Coming is not good on the draw usually, but we'll see. Proctor. Well, can't do much about that, can I? Or maybe I can. Maybe I can. Do we try to get the egg down? The Proctor doesn't mess with us too much. The opponent appears to be attacks his deck. Yeah, let's say go. I have a feeling we're going to need to point a removal spell at something. Or not. So, Sagas get around Strict Proctor. Good to know. We do have some ETBs in the deck. Not many. Like Galzeth Prismari, I guess. I feel weird Dragon Firing it, but if I don't, I did nothing on my turn. Also, if we Dragon Fire it here, they just get it back. Not very compelling. Makes me wish I had foretold I saw it coming, but, you know. I don't know what we're in for here. Mono white mid-range? We're gonna have to be ready to counter Wandering Emperor. The shield will definitely be down for that next turn. Seems like a lot of time to be thinking about an attack here. I think the Watcher Prime is tilted by the blueness. Yeah, they found it. Alright, shields are going down for Wandering Emperor, which is scary. We do find a blue source, we find Galazeth, which gets very hit by the Proctor. But it's probably where we want to be in the mid-game, compared to Opus, which we want much later. So, hand, deck, exile, Atawara. That farmhand is ambitious. You gonna pay for that Plains? You tax yourself out of a Plains. No surprise there. You tax yourself out of a Spellbinder. Keeping this Proctor on the field is paying off, baby. It's really paying off. Alright, now what? We can I think we no, if we play this, we don't get the treasure. So shocking this to play Spikefield Hazard is not good. I think I pay for this. Say go. Feels weird, but saw it coming might be required. And I do have to find a solution to this. Paladin class? Is that a saw it coming target? I guess it has to be. Kill you. I need to draw a 4-power dragon. Galzeth is not that. They pay for the Plains. I guess you got nothing else to do. "13 life against the Architect." We draw Shatter Skull Smashing. Doesn't get the job done, though. It needs another land. I think that means we're going to iterate. Should we play the egg first? No, because if we hit a dragon, a Goldspan dragon, or at Sushi, we're going to kill the Architect. Don't find it. I guess we can Spikefield Hazard and Dragon's Fire the Architect. 2 Magma Opus on the bottom, by the way. This is a giveaway, by the way, that we don't have a Goldspan Dragon. Could matter. I think it's time to get the egg down and try to protect it. Again? Man. The timing on these Paladin classes have been really good for forcing me to cast Saw It Coming on them. So I hope they don't have a removal spell to back it up. They could have the castle, right? Let's play around. Let's play around Iganjo, Seat of the Emperor, or the Empire, Empire, whatever. Again, playing Galazeth here doesn't make a treasure. I know I'm gonna get some comments being like, "Why you no treasure?" We play around it. Okay. Dude. Alright, they do not have Iganjo, Seat of the Empire. They did a good job bluffing it, but they are pretty cold to the dragon. I also have 2 of these and now it costs 8 mana if I want a frickin' treasure. I guess I'm not gonna get a treasure. I think in the long run, it's cost them more than it's cost me. $16. Nothing. Okay, they didn't draw a Wandering Emperor then. I guess if they did, yeah, if they did, I think they'd play it now and exile this. Alright, let's try to push for victory. If we use our mana now, we can power up the Hall of Storm Giants and really turn up the pressure. Or we can just do this, which is also very good. And we found a dragon. And another dragon. Cool. All of the dragons. Dragons as Richard Garfield intended. They drew it. They drew the Seat of the Empire. Seven to 7. They need a big draw here. What does a mono-white kind of mid-rangey taxes deck pull off? Attack for 1. Go. Sus. Very sus. Remember Settle the Wreckage? They drew another Seat of the Empire. Hey, at least they had it in their deck and I wasn't playing around total nothing. Felipe Garcia. Let's go. What you got? I don't know who they are. Delver of Secrets. Pew pew. Tempo. Everything must die. Before they untap, too. Just nope. They usually don't have that many creatures in the deck because they have to play support cards. So if you kill the first couple creatures, oftentimes you get an opponent who can't do much. Oh, that's a good one. And we're the one who runs out of removal spells. Hate to see it. This is about to get ugly. They don't activate because they want to do it on end step. They do have a haul, so they might be not... If they don't have more lands, they can't get this past a 2-3. Little Nambo there. That's good for us. Gives us time. We need time. Okay, Delver returns. Do we counter it? If we draw an untapped land, we get the Gold Span. It's a tough call. That's a tough call. But what you try to do is kill their creatures. If they don't have creatures, they don't have a game plan going. Alright, we had to get that Spell Pierce somehow, so we'll take it. Hopefully they don't flip well. Feels like they also are a gamer who has Fading Hope. We iterate. Okay, we found another removal spell, and we found a land. How about the Sekenzin? Nah. Very medium. Alright, so let's go hand for next turn, because we can play the Hall this turn. Exile here. Decline the Dragon-y thing. Point at Delver, because they're having trouble activating the Spirit. No, let's try to kill the Spirit. If they bounce it, then they have to put mana back into it. Second Spell Pierce, we had to get through these somehow. You gotta try not to get tilted against blue. When they have it all, they have it all. But you gotta make them have it all. Easy. They draw a counterspell off the top to protect their insect. I mean, we've literally done everything we could do to kill their stuff, and we failed. And they have another one. Okay, great. Geistlight Snare. If you control a spirit. Okay. Otawara is interesting. We can channel it to bounce an Aberration, and then they have to replay it. I think that's pretty good. They're going to have a pair of 2/3s. If we draw a land... We're a long way from double spelling. It's very frustrating. They might be afraid also to tap out on end step to activate the Ascendant Spirit. They're not afraid, huh? Found the Snowland too. What a master. There's no way, is there? They're going to counter whatever we play here. Then they're going to pump, and then we have to have the answers. So, I guess we need to get our most expensive spell countered. So we can at least try to double spell. Oh, they have Essence Capture too. Alright, enough's enough. Enough's enough. Like, these decks are always going to be a painful matchup. I think you just have to do your best to make them have it. When they do, shrug. Alright, on the draw, but a good removal-filled hand. Opponent has Jace and a Snow Globe, so if they're also playing the mono-blue deck, we can at least pick off their threats for a few turns. Okay. Very happy to pick off that threat, but we can wait and see if they try to put a rune on it. Somebody once told me if you like it, then you should put a rune on it. You're welcome. Right. Kill every threat they play until they have no more. It didn't work last game. Will it work this game? They don't have counter spells. Have to do this now. Or they copy the dog's activated ability and draw 2 cards, which can be annoying. Here comes an egg. Hopefully they don't pump this to the moon. Otherwise, holding the Shatter Skull Smashing might look bad. Kind of hoping they just play another dog or Generous Visitor here and we can kill them both. Or we can kill that. That is a good card. Careful what you wish for. They'll just do it all. Okay. I think I just killed this. I think it's better than both dogs combined after they've drawn their cards. Felidar Retreat, you say? I mean, I don't think I think they're just guessing that they're going to draw a lot of land because they draw other cards, and they didn't want to use the Mythics on Hallowed Haunting. Which is very possible. Alright, we need to draw Memory Deluge, Magma Opus, some big spell to flip this dragon, and everything should be fine. Okay. The lifelink is a bit of a pain. Dragon racing won't be an option. We do have to draw well. Sometimes when you have to draw well, you don't. Sushi! Are you gonna help me find the spell I need? Scary. Complete with a land, very scary. They're gonna make giant doggos. They did not copy the ability with Weaver. Okay. Giant lifelink doggos. Pull one back, send both. Classic. Down to 10, opponent up to 21. Cards. Land Iteration. Iteration's really good. Dragonfire's really good. Flip the dragon. Opus. We have the mana for it. We have the mana for it. If we do it, we don't cast the dragon's fire. How much do we deal to the face? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 from the dragon. 18. Not enough. But we can tap down their threats so that next turn they don't get to do the thing. Alright. Hand. Exile. Can't do it on their turn. Cringe. You're the best, I'm the worst. Alright, here we go. take out the lifelinker. It's gotta go. They're going to copy the Felidar Retreat activation in response. Oh god. That's a thing you can do. Misplays on misplays. I'm down to 2. My opponent has 17. This is 16. Are you kidding me right now? Not like this. Not like this. I'm just, obviously guys, I'm just making the game more interesting, right? That's all we're doing. We're just making it more interesting. Oh, I'm the worst. I'm the worst. All right. How much can I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What is wrong with me? Is that going to cost me the game? Did they have a Wandering Emperor? No. Okay. We got away with it. Oh my god. At least 3. 3 that I can remember that I want to forget. Pathetic misplays. Shove. Yeah, take this job and shove it. Alright. Hazard. Let's see. Hazard Hall Coast. Then we have no removal. We also have no expressive iteration. It's a weird hand, right? I guess we'll keep it. I guess. 2 Memory Deluge. Which hasn't been something we've seen a ton of in the video. But Memory Deluge plus Smoldering Egg is really good against control. At Sushi puts a little more pressure on them. So let's hope they're mid-rangey control-y. They've already bought the pre-order bundle, which means they actually want new cards, which means they would never just play mono white. Yeah, they buy the avatars, they buy the sleeves. Nah, they're brewer, right? They play like 3 to 4 colors, or black is fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Still, okay, no Shambling Gas, no Eye Twitch. I'm going to play my Spikefield Cave. Fodder. Dead fodder. Come on, man. Why don't you run Power Word Kill? I haven't played against enough Power Word Kill gamers today. Infernal Grasp in multiples. Wow. Okay. I have a feeling there's going to be much invoking of despair. Our hand is pretty good against duress, actually. They don't get any counter spells. They can't get the threat. And the card draw is redundant. They take Dragon's Fire, so they must have something. They must have some creature to protect. Maybe they have a Sorin. Make them deal with that Sushi. See if they can find an exile effect. Nothing, huh? I offer you damage. They're stuck on land. Let's play another egg. We could deluge there and be more mana efficient, but I think here we get more threats going. Interesting. They're definitely feeling that invoke despair. Down to 8. Let's hit our land drop. Grab a counter spell in case they don't draw the untapped land here. But they will. They'll definitely hit their untapped land, invoke despair, right? Ooh, not yet. Dude. Blood on the Snow, Invoke Despair. That must be their hand. Well, we untapped with Saw It Coming, so that should handle that. Just thinking if I want to try to flip this, but I shouldn't be in a rush. Okay. Deadly. Counter Blood on the Snow, win the game. Maybe I should have foretold it to play around Duress. I should have foretold it to play around Duress. I definitely should have. I don't like that. Okay. If I go for Memory Deluge last turn, we just go for the win. I just figured they'd have something. Now I wish I had. Still, they're on 4. They have to deal with this, and they have to do it through a Saw It Coming. Not easy. I've been removing Jwari from a lot of my decks. This is a good time to talk about this. Too many tap lands, especially when you're trying to play dragons on curve. And here's the thing, everybody plays around Jwari anyway. So the equity you usually get from it just doesn't exist. But you get you kind of get paid for not running it. You know what I mean? Everybody, their big spells, they're not going to cast them into Jwaris anyway because you're playing blue. If you don't run it, then you have the advantage of untapped lands, and the opponent thinks you have Jwari, so you also get them to, play around it. So that's a reason to stop running it when everybody's playing around it, and a reason to start running it again when people forget about it. Anyway, they went to Invoke Despair. We countered it. You saw that coming. And we are back for the post-game wrap, and the stats tell a positive story. We went 4-1 in our 38 minutes of playtime, with our only loss being to a mono blue deck that is definitely designed to be a tough matchup for other blue decks. How dare they? How dare other blue decks attack blue decks in this manner, right? But it happens. Man, I kind of want to revisit that blue deck because I couldn't beat mono white with it, but if somebody's playing it in Mythic, they must win the mono white matchup sometime. That or Matchmaker loves them. You know how it is. But what would I say about this deck and what would I change about it? We didn't really need the sweepers or draw them very often, the Cinderclasm and the Burn Down the House, because we didn't face typical aggro matchups at all today. We played against a lot of mid-range and other control decks, which I think is exactly what you want to do with this deck. If the meta ever becomes mid-rangey, a Goldspan Dragon deck is a really good place to be. If it becomes control-y in a non-Izzet way, a Goldspan Dragon deck is a good place to be. So if you're going to play Izzet on the ladder, you can do the Leer Hullbreaker Horror stuff, which is pretty fancy, but also gets beaten pretty hard, I find, by white, and sometimes has trouble against mid-range decks. Or you can play this version, which is good old-fashioned kill them with dragons and throw in the occasional Magma Opus. I hope you enjoyed the tragic misplays in one of the games against green-white enchantments. Hopefully you didn't lose all respect for me, but hey, if I haven't lost your respect yet, give me a few more weeks. I'll find a way. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. You're cool.